You are not a good guy, and you will take revenge on your children if they misbehave. You think, oh no, I like my children. It's like, other people might not like them. Maybe they don't behave very well, you know, and you think you like them because you're a saint, but you're not.
Yo, what's up? What's up? It's the Hungry Millennial back again with yet another proactive pragmatism. This week, I'm ready to continue on with the review of Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. And today's rule is kind of funny, and it may seem like it doesn't apply to everyone, but eventually it could apply to you. It also applies to myself. I have one of these as well. So this rule is rule number 5. Do not let your children do anything that makes you dislike them. And when this comes to mind, it sounds very, very shocking. It's like, okay, why would I dislike my kid? And B, if I don't have any kids, how does this apply? And for me, this is applied to daily habits and information, how you deal with kids, how you mentor them, how you teach them, whether you volunteer at the local Boys and Girls Club or you're a youth basketball coach, football coach, whatever. What we find is a lot of times I found over the years, a lot of habits that my coaches, my parents, and the people that I was surrounded by in general, I fall into those habits, and often I imitate the things that they taught me throughout life. And but in summary, what typically happens is you end up carrying the good and the bad traits. So last week, I believe it was, I picked up my it was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I picked up my little girl, and since it's COVID, we were coloring in the car. And we were sitting there, she has her crayons, and then she, wants another color, so she decides she's gonna cram them back in the box. And then, boom, it hit me. I was like, well, what I could do in this instant, I could allow her to put the crayons in backwards and however she wants them to, but on the back end, it's going to breed contempt because I'm going to be upset with her when she does other things disorganized. And I found out, and I wanted to impress on her that it's the small things that matter when you want to go back to something. One big thing that Jordan Peterson talks about, he talks about making your bed, things of that nature. There's this big movement of taking personal responsibility. But we also have to ask ourselves, why are people in the mode of not trying to take personal responsibility and not trying to do things the right way so that way they can have follow-up? And what happens is a lot of times as children, we're not told the why behind things. We get instructed, go clean your room, make your bed, do all these things, but the why is not included. Once we start implementing the why, So I broke it down to her and I was like, well, if we put them back in nice, next time it's not going to be a big hassle to grab them out because, life does get chaotic. And so if we've got 5 crayons out and we just stuff the rest of them back in, once we go back and we're going to want to reuse those tools again, we're going to want to utilize the things that we have. And in order to keep those things and maintain those things, we have to create some type of order. That order is important. In the military, they stress upon us straight corners when we were in basic training, making sure that your underwear and your socks were folded correctly. But they do a lot of these things so you can get that muscle memory of how to put things in order. So when chaos happens, you know exactly where it is and how you can execute. I was talking to somebody that I just met recently, and they were like, oh, okay, what are you doing this weekend? And I told them, I was like, it's a reset day. And they were like, what's a reset day? And I go on to explain a little bit further that a reset day is where, I'm knocking out my laundry, I'm making sure that the house is clean, I'm making sure that everything is in order because my week can become very chaotic. I'm making sure my uniforms are washed and taken care of. I'm making sure that I have the groceries that I need to get through the week. I'm making sure that, and I'm making sure that I have the hygiene items that I need as well. So I'm buying those, making those things happen. And I'm realizing, and over time you start to realize that it's those habits that you form when you're younger or when you got downtime that eventually help you get through the grueling week. Because if I set up my days appropriately and I plan things appropriately, give myself enough time to do things when chaos does happen, which it will happen. Murphy's Law, what can go wrong will go wrong. When those things do happen, there's a lot less stress when I need to execute on a task or when I need to get something done. It could be, because I'm in the military part-time, it could be something related with the troops. It could be something related with one of the military courses that I'm taking currently to further my career. It could be just about anything. My car could get a flat. It's all of those things that equal success for you later on in life. And so I think it's very like, and here's the thing, is when people see a squared away person, when they see somebody who has at least a small amount of things together, that gives them comfort and they want to give you more tasks. They want to give you more things to do. And they feel like you just become this trustworthy person. I've seen some of the most toxic people get some of the greatest positions just because